Hi and welcome, it's Frizzy, and today we're going to talk about consistency. And I know a lot of people are struggling with this because I was once one of those people, and I wouldn't even be making this video unless I figured it out. Are you the type of person that knows how to free build, and then when it comes to 1v1s and realistics and zone wars and all of that, when you're actually trying to get the clip, you end up messing up at the end or in between? If so, then this is the video for you. But before you can even get to that level, I have to walk you through these steps, and only then will you start seeing consistency. Okay, now that's enough stalling, let's get into it. One of the first keys is patterns, and this is the most important part when it comes to editing. And I know a lot of people don't think about it or use it or even talk about it, but it's actually really OP. And to put it in more simpler words, it's basically edit patterns. It's not the way you edit or how you edit, it's the pattern of which you align those edits. Okay, now let's say you're doing a triple edit. Are you just randomly swiping up and down, just hoping and praying that you can make it through the other side? Do you edit differently based on if you're pressured or not? If so, then you're automatically doing it wrong. You need to find and get used to an edit pattern that lines you up with the next edit. That way when you end the edit, you can automatically start doing the next. So that means you shouldn't be doing no regular up, down, left, right, just anything to get through the edit. I'm gonna show y'all my patterns and the patterns that work the best for me. And you can come up with your own if you want to, it's completely up to you. When I'm starting a triple edit, the first things I'll place is a ramp, cone, and then a floor. I'm not saying that you can't do it in the order you want to, but this is the most comfortable for me because I'm placing the last thing that I'm going to edit first. Once you break these patterns and you start doing something else, that's when you start messing up, and that would be because you place things out of order. And once you lose that synchronization between your editing and placing your builds at the right time for you to edit, then you mess up automatically. But anyways, it's ramp, cone, floor, and then you start right here in this one little square right here at the bottom, nowhere else. That's where you should be looking at as soon as you get done placing those builds. And if your crosshair is anywhere else, then you will have to waste more time getting back there. And then you simply flick up as high as you need to get that edit done. You flick up one time, and then you bring your crosshair right back to where it started. And then you flick up another time for that cone. But do it in motion. You want to be running while you're doing this. And then when you get to where you need to place the wall, you need to be at a certain distance to where it can place as you're not as, but almost right after you edit that cone. And your crosshair will automatically be at the right spot for you to hit that next edit. All you need to do is just stop your crosshair. Don't stop moving, but just stand still long enough for you to run up to that wall and drag it down. You also need to be high enough too, because if you're too far back, then you won't be able to place the wall correctly. Now let me show you again, because I hate those one-time example videos. You do ramp, cone, floor, and then you start right here at this one tile right here. Edit, flick up, and then release. Return to the same spot and do the exact same thing in motion. And then when you get to that one corner of that wall, swipe down. And once you get that pattern down, it'll be so much easier. Now I'm going to show you some other ways you can use this, because there's so many different ways you can use this. You just have to take time out to align the patterns. Also, you never want to stand too close, because once you're too close, you'll have to do more work. You have to move your crosshair even further just to get those edits through. That's why you want to create an editing bubble. You want to put yourself in a good little distance bubble to where if you're too close to a certain thing, you will know it, because every edit you get done doesn't pass that bubble. And I've seen this plenty of times in a lot of different people's playstyle. And you will see this a lot in montages. No edit will pass their distance bubble. I came up with all of this, so if it sounds stupid, then yeah, say what you want, I don't care. But basically this is how you would do a side edit. You want to place, in the same order, ramp, cone, floor, and then start on the right side, but you want to be a little further back than usual. You get those two edits done from the center at the bottom. As you're running up, you want to go out to the right. Like, let's say a smooth right turn, It's not sharp, it's just a smooth right turn as you're going up. And then when you finally place that wall on your right, you want to edit that top tile and then drag it down. And then when you're going out, all you have to do is look forward. You don't have to flick up left, right. You don't have to look nowhere. You can do a little flick to the left a little bit because it captures. You can grab walls on that side and put a little floor in the ramp. But you really don't have to do much to place anything after that. And do you see how it aligns perfectly off of that turn? And yes, with this, there's also a such thing as being too close. And this all feeds into not letting nobody into your edit space, which is your bubble. And the feeling you get when you actually achieve this is so surreal, because it's like everything seems faster. Because you're at the proper distance, everything, even turning left and right, it just seems super fast. It's not something I can just explain, you have to experience it yourself. And once you do, you will know what I'm talking about. Next up, we have crosshair placement. Basically, it's when you make your crosshair take the shortest distance between edits. It's gonna look a little something like this. This right here is good crosshair placement. You can see me, I'm taking the shortest distance possible to that next square. You should try to do this with every single edit you do. And the reason you should learn this is because you will finish edits faster. It won't take as long. Therefore, you will be a faster editor. Another thing that's a part of crosshair placement that nobody talks about is alignment. A lot of people play shaky or fast and they like it like that. But that could also mess up your alignment. Good alignment is making sure you're in the correct area. You want to be in a spot where everything is all together in the correct area. You want to make sure you have minimal movement, and I'm going to use this for example. If you look right here in this one spot specifically, everything lines up. Once you double edit and you place your ramp, that ramp automatically lines up, and all you have to do is flick it back. And you can even do the same thing where you're dropping down. Let's say you're looking down and you're double editing. You should already be in the right correct area or space to where you can put those walls and the cone. Either it should be placing as you're dropping down, or it should get placed before you drop down. And then when you actually drop down, you should keep your crosshair still, already looking at the wall for the next edit. You want to make sure you have the right settings, because if your bind's messed up or your dead zone messed up, you ain't gonna get good regardless. Like, no matter how much you play, no matter how much time you put in practicing, you still gonna be garbage. So if you've been playing for a while and you wonder why you still haven't got good, maybe you should change your settings. And no, I'm not saying go watch a YouTube video with somebody saying they got good settings or something like that. You need to experiment on your own and see what works for you. And you also need to decide if you're going to use foot control or not, because it does make a big difference. Without foot control, it's more loose and it's faster, but with it, it's more smooth and you have more control. But some people can still be fast using foot control. And once you turn this setting on or off, you may have to change your sense. And it doesn't matter whether your dead zone is high or low. Having a low dead zone doesn't make you a fast editor. I've seen some of the most fastest controller editors on 15. If you want to practice any of these things, or you want to get really good at them, but without actually playing, against people, you can use these two maps. This is a slow-mo map, and when using this map, you should use the slowest, closest to normal. So like right next to normal, right under normal, And this will slow you down just enough for you to get that crosshair placement right, and you can also build up that bubble. You will feel it in there too. The second best map for you to use is the Raiders map. He got the best maps. It's the V4 map. And what I recommend you to do is go into free build and then shoot this little thingy right here, and that's going to spawn a bunch of bots around you. And what you should do in this map is warm up. Practice every single piece of control move you ever thought of, all while keeping everything I've said in this video in mind. And the last and final thing is burnout. You want to try your best to prevent burnout. If you feel yourself getting worse and worse as you play, stop playing the game. Once you get on the game and you feel yourself at your peak, and you slowly feel yourself getting worse and worse from how you felt when you first got on, then you should probably get out the game, or at least take a break, because you're gonna burn out and then lose every single skill. You might not even be motivated to play ever again. Don't overdo it. Cause trust me, if you've been tapping the same buttons over and over and over again for like 3, 4, or 5 hours, of course you're gonna tap it worse over time. It's like doing a plank. Of course you're gonna feel good doing that plank in the beginning, but over time you doing the same exact pose, it's not gonna feel the same. It's gonna feel a little weird, right? But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you wanna know how to win solos or solo squad, anything you wanna know, just let me know. But anyways, peace out. I hope y'all have a good day.